Hey guys, welcome to another failed week. I have failed to yet again cross over from my Sunday to a Monday, which really fucking aggravates me because it sets my whole sort of form and standard for the week. Obviously, if I was living in a caravan and didn't give a shit what weekday of the week it was, it wouldn't really bother me, would it? But because I live in this systematic, fanatic world of government benefit and social housing and systematic people and all of these things that I have around me right now. And yes, it's all individual personal responsibilities that I have literally next to me now to again reorganize, restructure, and reattempt to get all my paperwork in that filing cabinet. But I am now planning to just get it to packing up because I just cannot achieve my weekend standard from this angle. And it's not because I don't try, it just doesn't work when I don't know, I haven't probably got charts on the wall that go, this happens at this particular point and this happens at this particular point. And I really do live that regimented. I suppose somebody like me can't cope with having to be somewhere at a particular time. So I don't gel very well with children being at school for 9 o'clock and all that sort of jazz. In fact, if anybody knows me and knows me from school, my receptionist at school literally used to have my late slip stood there, and I spent most of my time stood at the back of assembly because I was either 5, 10, 15, 3, 1 minutes late, even 30 seconds late from the bell. And I wouldn't have a logo on and on my jumper. So I spent pretty much most of high school at Ash Manor, stood at the back of assembly on roll call every day. So my timekeeping is not very great. It's not something that I would put on a CV that I am punctual, because that would be absolute bullshit. In fact, actually, the moment somebody actually sets a time with me, it creates quite a lot of anxiety in me, and it's then actually becomes a manifestation that I am late because I chant that I don't want to be late, and I try to counteract with my unconscious mind that it's okay, I'm going to be on time. But because I've always dealt with people in my life when they are timekeepers, that there is a positive and negative reinforcement. If I actually manage to do this, it then creates an even heightened anxiety, and actually it makes me then avoid those situations altogether. Hence why my social media is not set up properly, because I know at a particular point I would be unreliable. I would be going absolutely ballistic in the house because I would have a deadline and a time frame to be on particular lives. Like, yet again, I have made it on for Sunday. It was called the Sunday Show with Kelly Cotton when we were doing Walk for Justice, blah, 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 blah. But the page still exists, and as I'd said a couple of weeks back, it was getting quite a lot of likes on the searches again, so I was going to reopen it. So I missed it last week and I missed it this week. And obviously I line up to set up for Monday morning motivation, and that's actually part of my coaching program. So that's actually for people who are part of my, like, what's known in the coaching world as a mind group. It's a network that basically exists with either all multi-level marketers, or we're social media marketers, or it will be something within that niche, and we all kick each other's asses. This particular one had actually been created for parents who couldn't get their heads off the pillow, and for people with depression, anxiety, stress, any labels that psychology have given, suicide battles, things that are battling the demon of anger and murder. Thou shalt not kill. So therefore, for every commandment there is a swarm, gang of adversary demons that are going to come at each and every one of us to make sure that we do not obey to those rules. Because if we do obey, say to speak, and we do toe the line and we do live those righteous lives, then obviously we go to where we pass the fucking game test, what isn't it? So, but if we don't, then the devil wins, and that's the game. So it's like Hunger Games, really, between the devil's spawn and Jesus' spawn, really, isn't it? Yeah, no different to Hunger Games, really. So I find it all very pathetic, to be honest. And I've always had my conversations with the Lord and told him that I'm not interested in your battles with whoever you have battles with. Get over yourself, practice what you preach. This is the no different conversation. And if I was dealing with my own blood father, and my own blood father was acting like a complete and utter dick like that, then I would tell him the same. And I hope he would expect that from a true daughter. And I think actually my Father in heaven and my Father in this realm respect me for that, actually. Because didn't the Bible say not to gossip? So if the Bible said not to gossip, then why would I get caught up in a conversation between Lucifer, God, devil, whatever? Because wouldn't that actually be gossip? So therefore, it's not my argument, not my battle, not my war. But I do have a responsibility for 6 children that live in this 3-dimensional world, and there is a Hunger Games, so to say, thing. It exists, whether you want to call it the one world order, the depopulation, blah 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 blah. And it's my responsibility as a mother to make sure that all my children have the right tools, survival tools and thriving tools. I panicked today because obviously Wales is absolutely been hit by Storm Dennis, and I'm panicking. Well, I'm trying not to panic because that's not really good, but obviously I've lifted up in prayer, and I hope to God that Aaron and Faith are okay if they are still in North Wales. And I haven't actually double checked to see if it is north or south that has been hit. I just hope to God that anybody and everybody that has been affected by these storms are okay. And if you have been affected by the storms and you're dead, then obviously you were a right cunt and the Lord has completely swept you off this planet. So good riddance. Should I really say that? Yeah. Spawn of the devil. Gone. So, you know, at the end of the day, we the people didn't pick up the pieces. We had a chance to turn it all around. We were all warned that we had a chance to turn it all around. We failed to turn it all around. And like I said, Mother Earth and Father are going to fucking kick it. And if it has to become a Noah situation, then that's what will happen. I cannot see, I mean, look, seriously, do a couple of little old scrawny men like, what's that man out of Simpsons? Mr. whatever he is, you know, and the Pinky and the Brains, you know, do they really think that they are mightier than the Lord themselves? Do they really think that the one world order is greater than the Lord himself? You know, do they really think that this agenda is mightier than the Lord himself? You know, that's just a joke in itself. So I don't worry about that stuff. So Book of Revelations, if it's going to come, it's going to come. You know, time is going to come, you know, so I can't worry about that. All I can worry about is doing what the Bible asked me to do, and that was to get my own shit in order, to be an example of you know, the Lord himself, and to basically just be in joy and live this life. I'll get a bit sort of army stayed up at the moment, but roller skates on again. I nearly had an opportunity to go out because Dean let me borrow his phone to go out the front on the skates for a bit, but I couldn't get bloody signal on his phone, so I'm pissed off. But I've literally got to get these clothes done, which means another defrag. It means another set of kids' boys' clothes out of season, coming through to a new season. Got to get backed up, got to get boxed off, bed sheets back on, normal laundry, ironing, everything I try to get done at least sort of like the tea shuffle. So I've done it all by sort of 7:30, and obviously I haven't finished cleaning, and I haven't hoovered, and Shiloh's in bed and Elijah's in bed because I can't really do that. Dean gets up at a different time to all 3 of us, so I can't just get on with it in the morning. And Elijah has become a right lazy lump in the morning, and you know, it's like tiptoeing around a mouse in the fact that he's like asleep in the middle of the living room until sort of like 10 o'clock in the morning. So trying to get him up for 9 o'clock is going to be like trying to get Liam up for 9 o'clock. And on that note with Liam has announced to me today that he definitely is going to go and live with his biological father. And I think this is a good thing. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing that he's giving up the apprentice so close to the 4 months to being qualified, but he wants to see if he can change it over there. And he's tried it as well. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. And if he's got an opportunity to go to his dad's and maybe re-advance, you know, at the end of the day, you know, my ex-husband works for security at Docklands in London. And if Leon can go and do that, perfect, because he can keep an eye on his mum. That would be really good right now. Yes, Leon, go and get a security job at London Docklands. That'd be really good. Can watch mummy on the camera. I shouldn't really say that now, because if he goes and gets a job there, he'd get into trouble. But if he does transfer it over, that's completely up to him. So anyway, from this moment, I'm going to be driving down to, so where am I going? Oh, funny enough, guess where I'm going to be going down to? I'm going to be going down to where we shut the M25 down on the Rolling Brigade through Southend all the way through to, I can't remember where we went to, but yeah. So I'm going down there and dropping him off. So I'm hoping on the 18th I'll be able to buy a phone, which means then I will have my lives and everything ready to get back on road trips. I'm going to be keeping the car obviously this week, so I can drop Liam off definitely. And which means I'm going to have to take it into the garage and blah 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 and get everything sorted, blah 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 blah. Small budget's even got even smaller, because they're now taking Aaron and Faith's money out of all of this money. So they have now got a payment of, say, I think it's £48 or something they're taking, and another 36 and another 25 and another 14 and another 320. So in total they're taking something like just short 500 or just over 500. So the tip in the budget's a bit difficult, because I have to. I will be kicking myself distraught, probably threatening suicide and everything if I don't make it over to. And the saddest thing is it ain't threats when I get that low, and it gets quite scary. So I don't like to go to that place. But to fuck this up would be detriment for me right now, especially how my body's going on. I've completely torn my hip, and I've got trapped nerve in my left shoulder now. And I did something else, can't remember what else I did earlier, and I'll feel it in a minute and I'll remember. On bone, right shoulder. So I really will get over to see the EDS team from America. So they're going to be coming over from the States. So this is where UK and America and all worldwide pretty much come together for the patients. So it's training for the patients. Hey there, Susan. 6th. Funny enough, my trainer size is quite funny, because I was a 5 for years, and I managed to get away with children's trainers for probably right up until I was like 17, 18, right up until, say, it was Daniel, so 20. So I was size 5 all the way up till I was 20. And then when I was pregnant with Daniel, I became an absolute fat hoof, and my feet size became 7. And then obviously, when I got my weight back, I stabbed at a 6. But I was so fucking pissed off, because it was really difficult for my brain to comprehend the difference between paying about 35 quid for a pair of trainers to paying 60 to 70 quid for a pair of trainers, just because of 1 millimetre on my foot. And so yeah, I've had a right beef with myself for years over this, and I think only ever once in my life have I ever actually paid top whack for a pair of trainers, and that was in Oxford Street in London on my 16th birthday, and they were a creamy white sort of fluorescent style and black with the C on the side, chippy trainers. And I brought a pair of chippy trainers for my 16th birthday in London. And I can remember I went with my boyfriend, Lee Hodgkiss, to go shopping. We went around all of that, and I bought some chippy trainers. And other than that, I think I have always begrudged the price of trainers. So, and also because I always tend to sort of fall into what I call sweatshop trainers. And I always remember my favourite pair of trainers were in a shop in Borden, a normal shoe shop, and they were like £2.99, and they were the best bloody trainers ever. So yeah, me and trainers have had some interesting times. So, but yeah, and in terms of freaking trainers, it drives me up the wall because I'm a trailblaze runner. So I like to, like run in the woods and things like that. So that's a different set of trainers. Netball is a massive big, so you need a different size because you can't go over. I'm a gym trainer, so of course that's a different set of trainers. And then also I do like to do what's called spinning, and you wear a very different trainer for that. And I love track, so I've always had spikes. So yeah, don't ever piss me off when I've got my spikes on. But I don't ever know if I could ever do all that stuff again. But in terms of trainers, yeah, it was always funny because as a mother, because you get to a point, especially when you become a single mother, that the budget, once children want trainers and shoes, then needs start changing around. And unless you have a massive budget, and people don't understand, so this is my mindset and my brain works, that everything has a function, everything has a place, everything has a space. Everything has a purpose and a reason, and if it doesn't, it's a waste of time. And like, if it's snowing, fantastic, celebrate. Put the snow suits on, put the snow boots on, go out, get your snow things, go and get your things and celebrate that season. And if it's raining, brilliant, fantastic, go and get your wellies on, go and get your raincoats on and go out in that season. Do you know what I mean? Because if you've got a dog, it doesn't matter what season it is, you still got to walk your dog. It doesn't matter if it's rain, shine, you've got to walk the dog. So I always had this thing that I cut for different reasons, different seasons, and shoes for different reasons, different seasons, and different, and not because I need all of these things, but because I need them to do